Hello there, I'm Colby Rebel. I am a professional psychic medium.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth South. I'm a private detective with Kane Associates.
And I have a job today.
Today, we're gonna find out who the real person is that committed a crime. Which one of these guys is telling the truth? I feel totally fine going head to head with a psychic. If she's the best psychic in the world, I think it's interesting and I'd like to talk to her afterwards.
Let us see what we have here.
All right, let's see how serious this crime is.
When I was 17, I got caught trying to throw a giant co-ed party at my parents' house.
While they were staying 15 minutes away.
All right, well, obviously not the brightest criminal we've got back here, but let's see how this plays out.
How funny. The same thing happened to me. Let's see who is my sister or brother in crime.
Here's the deal. Look, little petite one here. She looks like she'd be throwing a party while the parents are 15 minutes away. So I don't think it's her.
You look kind of malicious. I don't know why you're like mean-mugging me. Like, can you smile a little bit? What's this? He's like, don't ask me questions.
I think we got little Miss Innocent college girl here, or here, I'm so sweet, smart, got my glasses on, it couldn't have been me. So these are my initial feelings. We'll see how they go.
Hello.
Hi there, what's your first name?
Megan.
Megan. So what did your parents do when they found out?
I don't know, I didn't do it.
Oh, you didn't do it, okay.
So your parents caught you, or who caught you?
No one caught me doing anything because I didn't do anything.
You're just trying to tell me that this was not you.
Correct.
How was the party?
Really fun.
Really fun? So how could the party be really fun if you just said you didn't do it?
I don't know. I feel like every question you ask is just gonna be me going, I don't know, I didn't do it.
And then where were your parents?
When?
Oh, at the time of the party. If they were 15 minutes away, where were they?
I don't know what party.
Okay, all right.
This is so tense.
And so, are your parents still together?
Yeah.
Tell me about how they were their personalities with you.
My dad is like the funny one, and my mom is like the emotional, therapist-y sort of one.
And when you were 17, you were still in high school. Mm-hmm. So when you had the party, what made you decide that you could have the party?
You know, doesn't make a lot of sense, so I don't know.
What would you describe their mantra on raising a child as?
Very, again, open, loving, understanding.
All right, so they're not gonna be like really strict with things.
Yeah, that's what made it so easy to just go do what I wanted.
I'm so jealous. My parents were so strict. I had to lie about everything. I think I lied about what I thought, actually.
But you had the party, you weren't going to a party.
Didn't have the party.
Well, it says you had the party.
It doesn't. It says, it doesn't say Megan?
I don't know, you tell me, you didn't even look at it.
But you read it.
All right, thank you, Megan.
Okay, thanks.
I'm gonna go with you, honey. What's your first name?
Merle. Merle. All right, Merle. So tell me about how good or bad or what you didn't do or what you did.
I did.
I did.
I did.
What'd you do?
I was 17. I had never thrown a party. I was kind of like the friend who would like go to my other friend's house. They were like the hosts. So I was like, I need to do this once while I'm in high school.
And then where were your parents?
My mom and my dad were at a hotel. They're like trying to rekindle things.
So are they divorced now?
Yes.
Did they do this often?
No, it wasn't. It was like kind of the rough patch. Like it was getting pretty bad.
Oh, this is so bad. All right, go ahead. Tell me about your fun party story.
Okay. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna throw a party. There was a guy who was like he was in college now, and he's a couple years older, and I really wanted to come because I wanted to hang out with him.
You wanted to hang out with him?
Yeah. So me and like 3 of my friends, Tiffany, Shayna, and Catherine, all were like, all right, tonight's the night.
Did you get caught having the party?
Yeah.
Well,
I
how?
got caught like 50. Well, because, so I have an old dog, or we did have an old dog, passed away. Her name is Lily. And so she was sick, and my mom wanted to come back and check on her. She wanted to make sure that we like gave her medicine and like took care of her. And we almost got her to leave, but then she decided to come in anyway.
Why didn't she just text you to check on Lily?
She actually called me 3 times, but I was so busy like putting vodka in the freezer and like trying to spruce up the place that I just like didn't have my phone, and so I didn't see it.
And how did your dad react?
My dad is like kind of more, he knows my mom and I are super, super close. Like we're fine, but he's kind of similar to your dynamic where he's like the funnier one. And so he knows I'm gonna listen to my mom more than him. And he was like disappointed, but he wasn't like, you're the worst kid ever, because I'd never done it before.
You're a pretty good kid other than that?
I'm a pretty good kid.
Did the boy come?
The boy did come. but then it had to stop because I got in trouble, so like nothing ended up happening.
But with the party though, how long did the party go on before you got caught?
I would say probably like an hour and a half hour. It could have been 2 hours, but like there weren't a ton of people there for the first hour, so it kind of like was just getting going when my mom came back.
I might bring you back down to sit down.
Okay.
I'm good on you.
Cool.
Hi there.
Hi.
What's your first name?
Hair? Rachel.
I'm guessing you're gonna tell me you were guilty for something.
Oh, I'm like guilty for a lot. No, I did have a party in high school that I did get caught trying to make, I mean, the moment in which I got caught wasn't that bad to me because I'd thrown parties before. This one was bad because I was inviting a lot of people to it.
What made you decide to have a party?
So my neighbor was like, she was like a cool girl. And so she moved in when I was like 13 and I always wanted to do things to like impress her. So she was friends with my cousin. My cousin was coming over and they decided to talk about this and I definitely went along with it.
So how'd you get caught?
Okay, so they had went to my cousin's house for the night and like my older cousin was over with me, my cousin Erin, but her younger brother they went to like babysit because their parents had left. But then the parents came back because they had booked the wrong date. And so my parents came back to the house and it was like already an hour or two after they had left. So there was only a couple of people over.
How many people were there?
Okay, so the silver lining is that I got caught before like the massive amount of people were coming. So there was only like 25 people there.
Okay.
So I was already in trouble for that.
When they came back, they were just kind of disappointed and that's it. You didn't really get in trouble or?
No, they were like really mad about it. I don't know how exactly they had found out that like dudes were coming, but I think it was either like they walked in and somebody was on the phone or like somebody came to the door like while they were in the house getting pissed about this crap. And that's when like they were like, who the f are these? You know what I mean? There was like 6 guys that shit and they were like, what were you doing?
And what was the punishment?
I don't know, I was grounded for like a couple of weeks. But I mean, it was like a screaming thing in front of like 25 people.
All right, would you do it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I got grounded for like, I don't know, like 3 weeks. Like, what? I don't care.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, the very happy one?
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying to be so quiet.
I know, I'm trying to play the part.
I don't know what story you're gonna tell me, so I guess give it to me.
All right, so this was around October when I was 17, and I wanted to throw a costume party. I have 2 older brothers, but they didn't want to do it because they knew that like my parents were going to be gone for not sure how long because it was just at my godfather's house. So I was like, you know what, whatever, I'm just going to throw it.
And did you get in trouble?
I did.
What was your punishment?
Well, my dad was one of those, like in front of my mom, he had to like look mad, and then when it was just him and I, he's like, was it fun? I was like, yeah, it was.
Why were they at your godparents' house?
They just throw it like random like nights drinking with my parents sometimes.
How did they catch you?
They were at my godfather's house, and they just randomly came home. I was a little intoxicated, and then my friend was like, yo, your parents here. I turned around, my mom's face was like, jaw dropped and all.
And so it was just you who put it together and your brother,
They bought the alcohol from me.
your older brother?
Yeah.
Okay, so they bought you the alcohol and then what happened?
I mean, they used it as an excuse to party too, but they didn't want to be involved in the ones like starting it, like the party. So when they told my parents, they had nothing to do with it.
Why did they randomly come home though?
My dad sometimes wants to come home, just go to sleep because he works a lot. So it was like 11 at night, and he just came home.
What was your punishment?
My mom just didn't talk to me for a week, and I mean, I know it's not that bad, but when your mom doesn't talk to you, like you literally can't do anything really.
Go ahead, stand back up. I'm so glad you got nice. It was so awkward for a minute.
I feel pretty good. There's definitely some good little liars back here, that's for sure.
I think I know who it is.
I am not quite sure if I know who had the party yet. So now it is time for the big reveal and to see if either of us got this right.
Do you feel confident?
No, this one I thought was hard. They're really convincing, these guys, but we're gonna give it a go, right?
So we're gonna just show this?
Yes. Megan.
Merle. You know, Megan, I got zero information from. It was a hard one.
Yeah,
She's like, I just didn't do it. Well, have you done anything? Nope.
I don't have parties. I don't drink.
I know.
I've never seen a can of beer in my life. I could be totally wrong, but I just kept hearing it's her. It's definitely not the guy. There's no way. It's not him.
If it's him, I'm gonna laugh because I was like, yeah, it's not him. Okay, now the culprit.
Okay, I don't know if I can look. Okay, culprit.
You know, it's really hard to prove it negative. That's what I'm just gonna say. Like, okay, well, tell me about your history.
I told a lot of truths. Like, I never got in trouble, I basically never drank, so I had no good reason to throw a party, but my parents were going 15 minutes away to rekindle the romance, and I just got convinced into it by some bad friends. I had invited like 20 people, co-ed, we had 4 handles of vodka and a rack of beer, and I had a sick dog. I told Merle
Did you
the
just,
story.
yeah, you
How
Repeated her
Merle
story.
stole it.
I want to let you know I
So-
don't even like you now.
Wait. So let's get this straight. Merle is a liar and a thief.
And she can copy anything. She's not even original.
Yes. Way to go, Merle.
I'm just kidding. You're very sweet.
My name is Megan, and when I was 17, I got caught trying to throw a giant co-ed party when my parents were staying 15 minutes away.